everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Redhead Boo here, back with a new video. So today's video, I don't want it to be super long, just because I know quite a few videos recently, especially the one last Friday, I believe it was quite long. So I sort of want like a quick video, and I feel like I haven't really done a video about me in a while, so I thought, what could I do? And very recently, well, the past few months or so, I have been reading at night before I go to bed. I used to like just go on my phone, and that's not the best when you're trying to get to sleep, so I thought that I would read a few books. And I was searching online on types of videos to do, and I came across a book tag with like questions, but they were all like written down and no one had really done it as a video. So I thought, why not copy and paste some of the questions and answer them in this video? So if you enjoy reading like I do, then I hope you enjoy this video. Yeah. So question number 1. Do I prefer hardback or paperback books? With me it sort of depends. Like if I want a hearty book to read, then I will go for like a hardback. But say like I'm going on holiday or I'm going away for the weekend and I need just a little book to take with me, then I'll read like a paperback. Or if I just want something lightweight and easy to like transport around, then I'll go paperback. But I don't know, there is something, I guess hardbacks are a lot more money, but then again I do like a hardback book. But yeah, I think personally it's probably hardback. I just feel like sometimes paperbacks can get damaged and hardbacks don't always get damaged, so yeah, I think that's what I prefer. So definitely team hardback. Question number 2. What is my favourite book? Now, my favourite book I actually have with me, and you can tell by what I just said, like, look at that. Look at how damaged it is, and that's because it's been on my bookshelf for a while. But it is Derren Brown Happy, Why More or Less Everything is Absolutely Fine. I love this book. I am a huge fan of Derren Brown, like huge, and I own like every single book he's ever written or had written about him, and yeah, there's just something about his writing style. It's very similar to like his shows, like the way they're written and everything. So if you want like, it's more like non-fiction, and it's sort of like not so much a self-help maybe, and it's about what's the word he uses? There's a specific word. Stoicism. It's about that and like different philosophers and like the definition of being happy. It talks about anxiety. It talks about like being angry and stuff, and it's such a good book. And honestly, I highly recommend you get this book, you read it, because it is so good. And yeah, it's really thick as well, and it took me quite a while to finish it, but I have read it and I feel like I want to reread it. So yeah, I just love this book so much. Okay, the next question is a book that I am currently reading. So I am currently reading this book, which is by Jack Whitehall, and it's with his mum and dad, and it's How to Survive Family Holidays. If you don't know, I recently saw Jack live in Leeds on his recent arena tour, his stand-up tour, which was amazing and such a good night. And as part of the merch, they sold this book, and because I sort of wanted a new book to read, I thought I may as well get it. So I did, and I have only just started it, so I've not read much of the book yet, but it is amazing. It's so funny. There's stories, there's tips, and yeah, it's just great. I highly recommend this book, and yes, I have looked on Vinted and it is on sale for £1. So yeah, we don't talk about that, but it was such a good purchase, and I'm very happy that I now have it and I can read it and learn how to survive family holidays. So yeah, what more could you want? Okay, so the next question is, who is my favourite author? So when I was growing up, I'll probably say either Michael Morpurgo, because his books are amazing, or Jacqueline Wilson. I read a lot of like Jacqueline Wilson books. Or Roald Dahl, like just standard childhood books. But as I've got let me try that again. As I've got a lot older now, I definitely think I really like biographies and autobiographies. So like I've got Little Mix, Union J, Raksu, The Wanted. I'm gonna try and remember whose I've got now. Ollie Murs. I think that's it. I don't know. I've got a few more, but I can't quite remember. Tom Parker. How can I forget? Yeah, I've just got a lot of autobiographies and I really like them. But I am gonna say Derren Brown because, like I said, his writing is so good and all of his books are just unreal. Like, I highly recommend, honestly, go on eBay, go on Vinted because they sell them for super cheap. And I got like his whole collection of like the older books for a lot cheaper than I would have got them if I was to go to like Waterstones or WH Smith. So yeah, highly, highly, highly recommend, if you're a Derren Brown fan, read his books because they are amazing. So yeah, just a little tip. Question 5, bookmarks or dog ears? I used to, and I know I shouldn't, do the dog ears to save my space in a book and then I could come back to it, but it just damages the pages. Like, I'll see if I can find, oh, for example, that page, I don't know how well it's going to show up, that one was dog-eared, and yeah, I just find that it ruins the books a bit. But I went into Filey when I last visited my grandparents, and I found a bookmark, and it's a little Dumbledore, so it's cute. And if you don't want to spend a lot of money on a bookmark, go on eBay. That's what I did for my sister's Christmas present, I think it was, and I saved a load of money just by doing that. So I highly recommend just going on eBay and just buying, like, or even Etsy. Like, definitely don't forget about like small shops and things because they're worth it. So definitely bookmarks, 100%. Question number 6. Do you prefer one or multiple point of views? I mean, in a book, and I'm going to come back to the Jack Whitehall book, because one thing that I'm loving about the book at the minute is it's obvious that a majority of the book is Jack, but you do get the odd like little bit from Michael, from Hilary, and I really like that, I do. And another book that I've recently read and finished was quite a few of the Stranger Things books, and I really like how you have, obviously, because it is about one character, you do have like the main perspective of that character, but then you also have the perspective of other characters as well, and I do like it. So I do think I'm going to go multiple point of views, because it's nice to just get like different views and stuff. So yeah, definitely multiple. Question number 7. Do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? I used to be able to read a book in like one go. Like once I started, I would not be able to put it down, like at all. But now, like say if I'm reading at night or if it's nice weather in the garden, I will sit outside and I will read. But I tend to like break it off, so I'll read like half an hour, have a break, go on my phone for a bit, have another half an hour, and then read a bit more at night. Or like say I'm taking a book on holiday with me, then I'll read a bit during the day, read a bit at night as well. So it's nice to sort of like break it off a bit. But on holiday I did take one of my thick Stranger Things books with me, and because I am very much a people watcher, I didn't actually read it. So yeah, I think I only got like one page read from like the whole book. So yeah, I have now since finished that book. So yeah. Question number 8. A book you've read because of the cover. Need I say more? I love this cover. I love this book. It's of the Stranger Things collection that I mentioned earlier, and it's of Max, who is hands down my favourite character in Stranger Things. I love her. I hope she's okay for season 5, I really do. But yeah, it's just what I love about the cover is it's very colourful. You've obviously got Max in a bit of a bad mood, like she always is in season 2. But yeah, I just love it. And what I love about this book as well is, like, when you're reading it, it does relate to things that actually happen in the series. So you can just picture what's going on as you're reading the book, and it's so good. I highly, highly, highly recommend any of the Stranger Things books. I really do. Question number 9. What are your favourite genres to read? I do like a good mystery. I had a book, I don't know where it is now, a while back called Killing in the Killing Woods or Killing in the Woods, and it was like about a murder mystery that happened in a wood, and it was, well, if you can't tell from the title, but yeah, and it was really good, and I really enjoyed that. And I used to read all the time when I was a child the Goosebumps series by R.L. Stein, I think it is. Not sure if that's correct, I'm sorry if it's not. But yeah, I just loved them books. I used to read the Sarah Jane Adventures books as well, because that TV show was the best children's TV show to ever exist, in my opinion. Way better than Doctor Who. Yeah, so, like, you can't go wrong, really. I don't think you can. But obviously I do like autobiographies and sort of like self-help. Yeah, it is nice to sort of read stuff like that now that I'm getting a bit older, and yeah. So fiction, not so much anymore, but I do obviously read the odd fiction book. Question number 10. Do you read more relatively popular books or more underrated books? You see, I'm not really a sheep. Like, I don't really follow the crowd when it comes to, like, books. I don't really like depressing books. I don't get the point of them, really. And I know quite a few girls do. Like, my sister, for example, she loves them. My cousins love them, but I'm not really that type of person. I don't really like romantic books. I'm not your stereotypical young adult female. I prefer murders, mystery, thrillers, comedy. Like, I like reading books written by comedians and stuff. So yeah, I think I'm more the underrated books, the books that don't really get enough publicity, I guess, is the right word. I am wanting to read Dracula because my mum has that book and I haven't read it and I sort of want to read it, so I think that's next on my list. So the penultimate question number 11, from what author have you read the most books from? Derren Brown. I know he's been a regular mention in this video, so I promise this is not a spawn. I've not been paid to say this, but his books are just on another level. Like how I said before, his writing skills and the way he writes his shows. Like, if you've not seen any of his shows before, like in person or on TV, please just watch them, because the way he scripts out his shows, the way it always flows, that didn't mean to rhyme, but it did, and the way he writes his books are just so clever. And yeah, and almost like when I read his books, I can sort of imagine him reading it to me in my head. So yeah, I can just like imagine his voice. So yeah, definitely check out his books because they are insane. And the final question number 12, what is my favourite fictional place or setting? I'm not sure. I think for me, I really like a book I've not really mentioned, the Narnia books. They are fantastic. The films are fantastic also, but the books are just great on another level. So I definitely think them books are up there with me, because I read literally every single one as a child. I loved them. Yeah, so definitely Narnia, especially like from the first film, book, film, whatever. But also Hogwarts, because obviously I'm a massive Harry Potter fan. I love it. It's so good, and the books are just fantastic. They are. I'll admit it now, I haven't read them in such a long time. So yeah. But anyway, that was just a bit of a shorter video for today. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, do not forget to like, comment and subscribe, turn on the bell and you'll be notified every time I upload. But for now, this is Redhead Boo signing off. Bye!